All right, guys, Brian and Micah here. We're going to be going over our fundamentals class number 5, okay? We're going to be getting into a warm-up. We're going to go over some haymaker or sucker punch, or you could even think about it as like a big slap, right? The defenses to that. We're going to be working a little bit from the rear clinch as well. And then we'll work on some escapes from the back control on the ground, okay? So it's kind of an overview. We'll go ahead and get started with the warm-up. Remember the warm-up, we always want to try and encapsulate some of the movements that we're going to be doing in the class, okay? So one of the things is we're going to be doing some throws, okay, or a throw. So we're going to do some side falls with the technical stand-up, okay? So mine can just kind of start about like right here. You know, remember the big thing on side falls that I like to focus on for beginners is I like to keep this foot on the mat as I go, right? I just slide it out from under. It's a great beginner way to train foot sweeps. But what I want you to do is, you know, go each leg, get about 2 going down, get a good technical stand up each time, and then about 2 coming back. Go. Good. Kind of go the leg in front of the other leg, if that makes sense. Think about if I were to take you down. See how I'm, right? So we're trying to simulate kind of what it's like to be thrown. Usually your legs come together, one leg gets across. Keep going. And so you're walking forward. Better. Good. Do one more coming this way, and then we'll turn it around. Nice. Good. Turn it around. Good. Just load that arm. Good, good, good. Technical stand up. Nice. Okay. Now on your back, and turn your head around this way. We're going to be shoulder walking all the way this way. Shoulder walking. So I want you to, you're going to have to lift your hips up, put some weight in your shoulders with just a symmetrical bridge. That means it's kind of 50-50. You have the same weight in this leg and this leg. Go ahead and lift those hips up. Now, a little less. Now start crawling on those shoulders while you walk with your feet. Go. Shoulder walking. It's good for mount escapes, but it's also good for us to start getting an idea of base. Okay? Good, good. Turn that around, coming back with it. If he's walking his right foot, he's walking with his left shoulder as well. Okay, just little small movements, good for getting out of mount, in the back escape as well. Okay, so now let's turn it around. Let's go backward hip escapes. Shrimps is they're often called. Okay, now when you do this, Micah, really focus on this idea of inverting the foot here and driving this knee to the mat. It makes it very hard for me to go under your leg. Go ahead. Good. Keep your head low to the mat as you go to the other side. Good. Head low, reach for the toe. Other side, try not to stop in the middle. Coming back. Good. Scoop this way, sideways a little bit. Nice. Okay, good. Coming back. Nice. Good. Good job on that, inverting the knee. Connect the knee to the mat when you do it. Yes. Yes. Okay, very nice. So, good. Always gotta get up like that, right? It helps me teach a kids class, so who's gonna yell at them about it, right? Now let's get into a couple of different movements. Those are some basics we're really always using on a lot of our techniques. Now sitting through, right? Sit throughs is kind of something that goes with various modes of back control and escaping the back control. So we're going to kind of introduce the sit through, and you know, there are lots of ways to drill this. We're going to go over a couple of different ones. So basically, if I'm in an all fours position here, what I'm doing is I'm taking this hand up and I'm sitting through here, right? I'm not going to my knee in this instance, right? What I'm doing is I'm sliding through right there. If I were to go hip to the mat, that's what I'm doing, right? I might be going to like sort of a crab crawl position with this. Again, there's a lot of ways to drill it. Here's what we're gonna do today. I want you to just get a lane here, and we're gonna go side to side. Boom, boom. Just like that, sitting through, going down the mat. Good, nice, very good. Nice. Okay. Good. Last thing here. Let's bridge and drive a shoulder to the mat. We do this from a seated position. Here. Right? So it's just, when we notice somebody's taking our back, we're defending, we're driving like that. It's just like when we bridge to escape mount and we're going here, right? We're driving off this leg a little more, okay? So it's kind of that same idea. This driving is what allows me to be able to escape, okay? So start in a seated position there. So seated. Yeah, so drive with this foot and connect there. Yeah, sort of, right? We'll do this later for the drill. Sit up. Okay, we're gonna drive with this foot. Drive, drive, drive. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it's, after I drive, I can hip escape, right? Okay, so go ahead and drive to one side. Yeah, getting there, getting there. Drive to one side. That's good. Let me do it on your back again. See, nice. All right, and that hip escape is how you would go ahead and get out of the back. We'll see that on a technique later, right? But just kind of combining a bridge and a hip escape, really, if you think about it. Look, I drive, I'm defending, and I'm getting out. Okay, so we'll see some application on that here in a few minutes, okay? Last thing we'll look at that kind of ties in like that is getting all fours. Okay, so our base. All right, so if I'm gonna pull your belt or your hip, you're gonna lean the opposite way. So there's me just pulling you sideways. All right, you might have to tilt a little bit if I come over here. Yes. Okay, so whatever pressure you're feeling, yeah, good knee. There you go. Find that base. Now I'm pushing. Pull. Feels good. Pushing. Pull. Pushing. Good. Okay, so just like we worked in several other classes, you are finding and maintaining your base. Not from standing, which we're working on a lot in this program, right? But from all fours. Okay? So that's just a really cool idea for us to introduce on this escaping back control class. Okay, so the next series of things we're going to get into is all going to be off of haymaker defense. So we'll go over that next. Just kind of keep an eye on the screen while we're doing that. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go over 3 different overhand defenses. They're going to be just basics, and one of them will kind of introduce a little scenario for us to think about, right? Because, you know, something that I think is very, you know, it's intelligent for us to work on. So, you know, it's not always going to be, I'm ready, I'm in my base, I got my hands up protecting. Sometimes we're going to be able to get our hands up, other things, so we'll kind of explore some of that. We're transitioning from the overhand defense to the rear clinch, okay? So the first thing is, if he's throwing an overhand, I want to lean forward into it, I block with my forearm, I connect. This hand's up. Then I'm going to transition to the side clinch, where I want to establish control of his arm with the grip here on the tricep. I'm pushing back. My knee is behind his leg, okay? And I can headbutt, he can't headbutt me,
All right, so this is good control. It's at this point here, if somebody starts trying to pull my head, right, I can transition and go around, right? He doesn't have the ability to put me in a side headlock when I'm from that clinch. He can try, and I'm just gonna move around him and transition to the back. Okay, so that's option one. So here, move forward a little bit. He's defending there, right? This hand's up. Okay, connect, lean forward into it a little bit. You got the hook here, a little more bend. Good. Now, when this transition to the side clinch, get other side, get a base. There you go. Good. Heads in. Nice. Now see, I can't even really grab your neck very well. You're kind of, so I start pulling your head, walk around me. There you go. Good. Abandon the arm, go to the hips. Okay, our two stress tests for the day will be, can I elbow him? As long as he keeps his face connected to my back, I'm not going to be able to elbow him. The other thing is, can I turn around? I can't. Good job. Okay? So that's option one. Right? We just get a good side clinch. We'll loop back to that at the end of these. Option two, I just want you to block, but I'm walking toward you. I'm rearing back here, giving a pre-fight indicator that I'm about to swing on him. Right? A lot of times you see those tells. Go do some research, watch some videos, and you'll see people go to rear back, type sucker punch, haymaker defense, right? So use those keywords, and you will see bar fights, everything. There's a lot of great videos out there, and it's like, it's that. So here, I come forward, right, good, there, that's fine. You got the block, this hand's up, right? So come forward to swing at me. Yes. I was like, man, this guy's come forward at me. I don't know what's going on. I was like, oh, he's hitting me. And then I'm here, leaning forward, right? This hand's up, so I can come in here, okay? So as soon as you see me get about where that crack is right there in the mats, I want you to start having those hands ready to go. Because it's like, what? This is getting my space turned. It's not normal, right? You have to think, like, if that ever occurs, it's not normal. Somebody's walking towards you like this. Yes, yes. See, yeah, don't wait. You just go. What's this guy do? He's trying to hit me. Like, it should be kind of that chain of reason. And then, but by the time you're saying that, you should have already been, he's trying to hit me, you do that. All right, so here, block, good, slip to the back, nice, nice. Okay, this next one, we level change and we go on. Okay, so walk in on me and overhand, here. Okay, so that is going to be our option with that, right? Is we're just stepping and going under. We're not leaning our head forward when we do that. We don't want to take a punch or a knee, like an uppercut or a knee, right? So when he sees me coming forward here, nice, good, very good. Back over here. Ah, nice. Very good. Okay. So now the last one is just like we didn't do everything correctly. We're a little late on the technique, but you throw your overhand, boom. And then you start trying to come over the top with that overhand. Because I did block it, you didn't hit me with it. But I stopped your main weapon. Right. So they're like, oh man, I better do the next stupid thing that comes to mind, like a side headlock. So I also, we have these names, sucker punch, haymaker, bully headlock. A lot of people call this the bully headlock. So imagine you block my overhand. Get you here. Right there, I pummeled inside. They probably won't do that, right? I cleared the barrier, step forward a little bit. So look, I want you to block, but then I'm gonna try and go over the top to get you here. Okay, once I do that, you just slip under. Just kind of let it roll off the back as you go around me. Here, nice. Hands are up protecting. Yes, good, okay? See, when you think about it, like, oh, I could just take the back to the side of the overhand. Like I said, it's late. The other one, if you think about it, get your overhand, throw your overhand. Well, I'm going away from the strike and the power with that one. Going to the side punch, getting away from it. This one, you kind of zone into it, like the step and go under, okay? So those are our 3 haymaker defenses for this class. Let's go over the takedown, okay? So with this, get behind me. Okay, so let's say I'm here. Without me, defending or anything, I want you to kind of lift with your hips. Step and just lift me up with your hips. Good, not bad, right? Just kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm here, all right? Like that. Boom, I just lift up with my hip. The thing is, it's like, we'll do that, we're doing that throw next class. With this class, you can't lift me up like that if I lean forward, right? So if I'm leaning forward, I'm putting my hands on the mat, like that drill we saw at the beginning. This is a great technique to counter that, a throw, okay? So when somebody's leaning forward like this, whether their hands are on the mat or not, people lean forward to stop from being picked up. That's the counter, okay? So here's the idea. We'll string this together off the overhand for you guys. So I'm to the side here, and Micah starts leaning forward. Okay, yeah, oh, well, I'm falling off the front here, right? Imagine if you started trying to get out while that was happening. Okay, so I get behind, right? When he leans forward, I'm gonna move my hips off to the side, okay? I'll be a little far away, I'll try and zoom it in here. Watch my hips. So I'm leading with those hips. So my hips don't stay behind it. When he's leaning forward, if I try and stay behind him, what happens is it off balances me, right? So watch here, lean forward when it's on you. Oh, yeah, see? Right? Like, oh my God, I gotta take his back or something, right? And he will get out in those instances. So when you're behind him here, my hands are on this side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go that way. My hands are on this side, I'm gonna go that way. All right, so I've got that connection here, face on the back. I've got the hip bone control with both hands on top of each other. When I feel him lean forward, that's when I do my throw. A lot of times, you will come up to mount on this, right? And you kind of need to scissor up and go over his legs. And sometimes you'll land more like a side control, but at his back. We call that rear side mount. It's just side mount when he's facing away from you. Okay, so just not to overcomplicate it. You're real close to taking their back though, which is kind of what this class is about. These group of 3 classes, 4, 5, and 6 particularly. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Let's review some of the overhands. Take the back, and we'll just go slow. I'll go leaning forward. I want you to hang those hips and do your rear sacrifice. Tani Atoshi is the Japanese term for it. That means valley drop. Okay, now,
You want me to step under?
we'll start with that one, yeah. So we're gonna review all of them.
Okay.
We'll start with the step under. I'm coming in, all right? Your hands are getting up and ready. Step under, yes, okay, I'm leaning forward. Come up, nice. Okay. Let's do that step under again. Good. I kind of stepped over.
I think this one of your legs.
Well, here's the thing we can do with that. So, look, I'm trying to block right at or past your foot. And here's the thing. Think about this. Lean forward a little bit. And I'm leaning back a little bit. And then watch this foot. Okay, so if you get the weight right too, I've got that weight planted on your foot, so you're not gonna step. So that's kind of the option off of it. That's shown on the back. Okay, just get behind me. Much better. Okay, let me feel this. Let me feel that weight. Don't even go down. Just let me feel the weight. But it's kind of like I'm gonna go forward and you start going back. Yes. Yeah. See, I feel that weight. Lead it with your hips. I'm going forward, you're going back. Yes, comfortable. Okay? And here's the thing. Those are things you can do it slow, but when executed, Like for defense, we're gonna do them quick, right? So now let's just block, slip under. Like I start trying to come over that same side and do the throw from there. Right. Ah, nice. Good. See, and I'm kind of giving you my back foot. Okay, nice. So that's our throw. Those are our headlock defenses. Rear sacrifice throw, it means you go down first when we say sacrifice. Okay, and that throw in judo, which is a reinvention of jiu-jitsu, right, which is later reinvented in Brazil, right, is Tane Itoshi. If you want to look it up, valley drop. All right, good job on the takedowns. We're gonna get on our back defense techniques next. Okay guys, so we're gonna be looking at ways to defend if somebody's trying to take your back and choke you, okay? We're gonna start off very basic, and I will show, you know, some nuances, some things to focus on as you run into some barriers, okay? The main thing is finding my base here. This is common. He has the back position, he has both hooks, okay? So Micah, all I want you to do is just kind of come over the top with one of your hands. That's telling me which way to go, okay? So if he comes over the top of that hand again, I'm pushing there, right? And I'm putting weight into his leg at this point. So he can't get that leg out to mount me. One of the big things on escaping the back is preventing the mount, okay? So go across on the other side this time, Micah. So right there, okay? So see how I'm heavy on your leg, right? And it's because I'm driving from this foot in. Then as I'm getting out, look how I suck that elbow to the mat between us, right? And that makes it a lot harder for you to start transitioning up, okay? So if I'm gonna say end up on bottom guard, like really try to start coming up to mount me, right? And I might even have the chance to come up on top here, but let's say you start coming to your knees. Boom. Okay, so that's the base, the ultra basic drill. Okay, so one more time. Whatever side you come in front with, that is telling me which way to go. I've got weight here, I'm driving, and as he starts to try and come up to mount, I'm also blocking this knee, start trying to come up to mount here, and I can escape. Okay, so get right here. So let's just, you know, without me mixing it up on you, look, I'm gonna go this side. So that's telling you, look, if I'm coming here, I'm gonna choke you with that hand. But that's telling you what way to go. Yes. Now I'm gonna start trying to come to mount right here. So suck this elbow between us. This goes here, this is on the hip. Elbow to the mat. Start turn, see, you got that weight in my leg? Now, what you're gonna be turning into me and hipping out. So your back is going that way, right? So start trying to do that. Yeah, see, I was about to try and come up to mount. I couldn't do it. Okay, here. We're gonna do the opposite side. Yes, freeze, come back a step. You got a little ahead of yourself because it is kind of easy, but we don't, this is everything. Look, how are my hips gonna come up if you're blocking them over the top with this hand? Okay, so I want you to think about this as mount prevention, right? I'll be trying to do something like this, okay? Doesn't feel good, does it? Right? So, and there's a couple of ways I can come up, but when you're here, right? You're really dominating this position. How am I gonna put that knee on the mat over there and hoist my hips up? You're turning into me as I try to do that. Yes, good, okay? So, guys, that stops us from getting mounted as we're escaping the back. Key detail. Now, the other, same sort of idea. It's a little more intermediate level, right? But still sort of beginner idea, okay? So I'm defending the choke here. and so he can't come over to choke me, right? He tries to come over, but he ends up coming under. I want to trap that and drive. Now look, he's still got this hook, okay? Because I can take that out in a variety of ways. Put it back in, right? I can kind of clear it with my elbow, like a knee elbow escape. I can grab his foot and pull it off, okay? I'm keeping some weight in this leg. That's what allows me to be able to clear this, okay? And then I'm walking back here, right? So what I'm wanting to do is trap his underhook arm. So put that underhook in, Micah, right? That is what I'm trapping, okay? So I'm here, boom, a little bit, trap, right? Now cleared, get that hook out, stop those hands from getting together, scoot back. Now I'm getting a side control so I can step over to mount. I can just turn down and hold him down, okay? So, let me get your back, Mike. Right here. Okay, so, defend, right? So I'm like, I don't even really want to, I'll start trying to get a seatbelt, is what I'm thinking. So when I come here, yes, right? Now, yeah, look, yes, yeah, good, push that away, right? Yes. See, you don't want me to get my hands together, right? So there, now, have this weight on the leg a little bit. See, yes, there you go, good. Now, start walking out to side control. All right, so you kind of, now shift this across to the other side, under my armpit. Yes, scoot back, yes, good. Now step over to mount. Yes, good job. Okay, so that's it. Now, defend. I go underneath here, trap it, right here, fall on it. Nice, right? Okay, now you're gonna start walking back. I clear the hook, nice, start walking back. Shoot this across. Yes, okay, we'll bend that a little earlier next time, okay? Let's go this side. Here. Oh, good. Okay, clear the hook. Yes. All right, good. Nice. Okay. So, guys, really the big thing is, you know, whatever the side that's under, we're gonna fall on that side. We're gonna find our base on that side, okay? Last technique for back defense, we're in that all fours position, like what we saw and talked about when somebody's leaning forward when we did our throw, or like what we saw in the warm up and when we're just getting into talking about standing base, or finding or maintaining our base from that all fours position. Here's the thing, if somebody can get in all fours, they probably stand up. And that's what we're concerned about, okay? You know, people can be effective from that posture. It's not the most ideal, but we have to address it, okay? So here's what we're gonna do, Micah. Get beside me. In this one too, you're gonna tell me, almost like you're doing mountain climbers in it, you're gonna tell me which way to go. So like when you're pushing into me, right? So like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide through here. And I don't want my knee to go to the ground, all right? I want, almost like one of my instructors always use the analogy of, you ever seen anybody slide into home in baseball, right? Like they slide in on their hip. And that's what a sit through kind of is. That's what, if you think about the knee slide guard pass, like if you're thinking like a metaphor that we can envision in our mind that's not jiu-jitsu, right? So let's get force base. And again, I'm driving and pushing into you. That tells you again which way to go. So just find your base before we do anything. So I'm pushing into you, okay? Now, it's gonna be this leg that sits through. As you do that, this one's gonna push me back, and you're just gonna keep going all the way through to your other hips. You're gonna turn to face the camera essentially. So I'm driving into you. Go ahead when you're ready and sit through. Yeah, slide it. Yes. Close. Close. I don't want to. For this class, we're not going to overcomplicate it. You're a blue belt. There's a lot of situational outcomes from this scenario. Okay, get me. Driving me. So look, he's driving into me. So I'm like, oh, we're going this way. Oh. Right. So watch. Look again. I felt you driving into me here, so I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of go with it. Oh. All right, and then this arm guided you over, because that's scissored up on top. Okay. Here again. So it's gonna be this leg going through. This one's gonna kind of swim and throw me over. Okay. Find your base before you do anything. Ah, good. Keep going with it. Yes. Better. Me again. Yeah, get on this so we can see the chest. Okay. So he's leaning into me. Right? So here, I gotta find that base. I'm kind of leaning back into him. It's gonna be my right leg that goes across here. Boom. And look where I land, that same spot. Is when we were getting out of the back before. From there, I can step over the mountain. Okay? You try again. Find your base. Ah, that was better. That was better. Okay. So, let's recap here. We did a good little warm up, always trying to go over moves in the warm-up that translate the things that we did. When we're escaping the back, we did hip escapes. We did the bridging idea, right? We saw several scenarios this class where we worked from all fours. What we just did is a sit-through escape. The last back escape we did was more of a bridging style escape. Okay, so self-defense, haymakers, everybody has this weird inherent thing that they've never trained, but they'll throw a haymaker or they'll headlock you. And we always are working on getting out of those. So good job on, overall, reviewing all of our stuff, going through the program. Mike is just kind of donating his time, but he gets to learn. It gets like a private lesson, right? And as we've mentioned in previous classes, we didn't always have a beginner program. So everybody in the all ranks class, some of this stuff they haven't really gone over a ton. We implemented it later when, after they were purple belts or something, So it's a good chance for any of our students to, get some additional self-defense techniques that we really, don't work in as much in the main class. All right, good work.